So please give a warm Argyle welcome to Pastor Rick's favorite sports anchor in town, Mr. Dan Hicken.
Thank you. This is, I love speaking to folks, and honestly, this is the only place I tend to get a little nervous. I've been doing it a long time, but when I come into church, man, I get a little nervous. My prayer is always that, that God has a sense of humor. I'm pretty sure he does. I'm hopeful that he does. I look in the Bible all the time. I don't get real jokes, but I see things and I say, God has a sense of humor. I'm going to be okay. I'll be okay. It was great to be here with you guys. You know him as Pastor Rick. I know him as Guggen Rick. Okay? And in our radio show, we call all our listeners Guggens. They're hard-working Jacksonville folk who just, love sports and love hanging out and talking and having a good time. So we appreciate Guggen Rick. And I've never done this in a church before, and I don't know if I'm allowed to, but what the heck. You know it! So that's how I start the show every morning. So, because we come in, at 7 o'clock and it's 7 a.m. and it's early and it also bothers the guy I do the show with, Jeff. It drives him crazy because it blows his ears out. So I like to get him mad at me right away so we can get started, so we can get into good debates and yell at each other. That's what we do. If you've never listened, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but just bear with me. I appreciate it. So I guess Rick is 30 years, which, is unbelievable to be a pastor. I mean, God bless you. That's terrific. Congratulations. This is my 40th year of television in Jacksonville. So we're kind of together. We're symbiotic here. But 30 years, if Rick he'd be on his 100th year of sport. It's a lot harder what he does than what I do. He's way above what I do. I just go and talk sports for 3 minutes a day. It's really not that hard. Don't tell anybody. And then I talk sports for like 3 hours in the morning with a friend of mine. I kick my feet up and have a good time. So it's really not hard. I've been very blessed, very, very blessed to do what I've been able to do for a long time. So I appreciate that. But man, 30 years is a long time. And then it struck me. That's 30 years of the Jacksonville Jaguars too. Painful ride, guys. It's been a painful ride. Hopefully on Sunday mornings when you come in here with hope and love and faithfulness, and then we went to the stadium. Oh. But maybe the Jags brought us back to church next Sunday because we thought those dirty thoughts at that stadium, and we go, I got to get back to church and get clean again for the following Sunday, So I think maybe they've helped Jacksonville in a way, in that way. So, but boy, oh boy, yeah, it's been crazy. And then, of course, all the stuff that's been going on this week and everything. We do have a new coach, so that's good. We'll be excited and hopefully get our hopes up again, and only to be dashed is okay. We were talking, we were talking about the Mets, and I have two boys who I've cursed them with Mets and Jaguars, and it's a terrible thing. But the Mets this year actually made the playoffs, and so we went up to New York to watch a playoff game, and we actually got to go to 2 playoff games, and we got to watch a guy for the Mets hit a grand slam home run in the 6th inning, and my 19-year-old was because they like the Snapchat or TikTok or all those things, and so he's videoing, and our guy Francisco Lindor hits a grand slam to give us the lead, and the joy in the young man's face. He's 19. Do you understand what it's like to be 19? This kid used to leave Jaguar. He thought when they rung the bell at the end of the 3rd quarter, it was time to go because we're down 25 points, right? It must be time to go. So this poor kid, it was just to see the joy in his face. I was so happy for him. I was so happy. So I was thinking about that too when I was coming over, and when you brought up the fact that we're Mets fans. So yeah, Mets and of course the Gators aren't doing any good either. I heard some of I heard some of the hisses in here. I thought there must be Seminole fans. I'll tell you this about FSU, and this is kind of a neat fact for you, FSU. We have some FSU fans here, right? Right? Yeah. By the way, this isn't a good sign, but you actually had more inches of snow, 2.1, than you had winds this year. No, he didn't. No, he didn't go there. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But anyway, and then the other thing, one more, and I'll stop, and I'll talk about Pastor Rick for just a second. But one more, I saw that Pastor Rick is a, he's a man who finishes the deal, right? 30 years with his wife Donna for 46. I thought if somebody has to be married to a Donna for 46 years, it's got to be a pastor. That's a joke. That's a joke. It's a good joke. It's not bad. It's all love. That's a good. Was that bad? Should I not done that? She's a beautiful, wonderful people. So no, our daughter got married this year. It was great. We had a great time together. Everything's wonderful. So we all get along. So it's all good. But and for those you don't know, just ask a friend and they'll tell you. For those of you like that went right over my head. That's okay. But anyway, I just want to say, listen, Pastor Rick, man, 30 years of pastoring, raising a beautiful family. I mean, your children, it's tough to be, I've seen this. I've gone, it's tough to be the children of a pastor too, man. And now they're grown up and thriving. And the only problem is they both went into his kids went into my industry, which is, it's a tough industry, but God bless them both. And just, that is so terrific. And so I've always felt a kinship, especially he used to tell me, brag about his one daughter is a news anchor, and she does mornings, and it's a tough job, man. It's a tough job in our business. So to be able to do that and to thrive doing that you should be very proud of that, very proud of your family. I know they're very proud of you. So and I know this family is very proud of you as well. So I just say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Pastor Rick. Thank you for making Jacksonville a better place is what you've done for the last 30 years. God bless. I look forward to it. Now that you're free, call me. We'll go to lunch and we can complain about the Jaguars together. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.